Let's start in the city of Bochum. Let's start with Mark 51.7. 51.7 is the geographical location. 51 degrees latitude, 7 degrees longitude, a place of historical importance, and yet a place in a project for the future, for an industry, technology, and knowledge campus for the modern urban working. Marion Röcke is project manager, and she will introduce you to this Mark to the future.
So yeah, thank you for the opportunity to present the project Mark 51.7, a flagship project in Bochum. I'm part of the team that processes, develops, and marks the site. It's a former Opel automobile production plant. And yeah, with a private-public partnership, actually, we are developing this area. We have done that now for more than 4 years and can say that it is already a success story. And of course, we are not done yet, but we are not the only people who think it's a success story. That's why in 2019, we were awarded with the Polis Award in the category land recycling. Because right now, Mark 51.7 is actually one of the largest industrial areas for new settlements with about 70 hectares. So quite the project, I would say. So where do you find this exciting place? Mark 51.7 is located in Bochum, and therefore we are in the one of the best developed and most accessible regions in Europe. We are in the center of North Rhine-Westphalia and the metropolis Ruhr, so the third largest agglomeration in Europe. And that comes with a great infrastructure, a lot of people living and working there, a big market, a lot of companies. Yeah, and we use this position and the strengths and advantages that come along with it for our concept for Mark 51.7. So in Bochum, you will find an excellent infrastructure. We have a network of motorway very close, a proximity to airports. In Bochum, we have a well-developed public transport system and a very nice also soft skill. Like 10 minutes away from Mark 51.7, you will find the downtown area of Bochum. So culture, art, shopping opportunities, gastronomy, it's all very close by. And a very powerful resource is knowledge. There are many universities and institutes in Bochum and the whole area. And with that comes an already existing and an already strong network of research faculties and a skilled labor and talent pool. And of course, we want to keep those people here and get more people to come to us. So we are following a special concept on Mark 51.7 to bring those strengths together and give the growing resource knowledge more space to grow and the neighborhood of a variety of companies from different sectors. Here you can see the shape of Mark 51.7. So we have 70 hectares, like I already said. And with our concept, we are trying to mix use. So we have parts of the area that are more for production and logistics, but also companies from business and services, and some institutes from universities or startups or young companies, and research and development. And we think that knowledge generates economy. So we are trying to fit a lot of companies from different sectors in one place, because the mix of users on one side ensures a diverse work environment. And with that along comes a wide variety of qualifications. And as well as those shown sites for investors, we have another task to fulfill, because besides this development of the sites, we are also in charge of creating green space and public space. Because something you don't see on this chart is that, like 100 meters to the east, you will find a whole city district of Bochum and residents living there, and a housing market, and gastronomy and all these things. But for the last 150 years, it wasn't possible to go to this area that is now called Mark 51.7, because it was the manufacturing plant, so you had to work there to go there. Before that, it was also a mining place. So already, yeah, something you can't just go. And now we have the chance to give the residents, something back, but also to offer the future employees a whole district just next to it to go at their lunch break, for example, or find housing opportunity to have a very short way to work. And it's important to offer these kind of things also to become an attractive development site. So it's not just the hard skills, you also have to have attractive green space where you want to spend your time, maybe just go after work or spend some time on the weekend there. So this is one task that we fulfill besides the dialogue with the investors. Yeah, like I said, we've been doing this for a couple of years. So with this chart, I would like to give you an impression how it could look like. Some of the investors you can see are already there and working. Some of them are planning or building. So it's very diverse. That makes it very exciting to talk with all those investors. But just to give you an idea, we have these impression. So if you start on the right, you see RUHR CES and RUHR Think. RUHR is the Ruhr University Bochum, so our university here in the city, and they are planning 2 institutes. One is focusing on neurological research. The other one is focusing on smart products. Another very famous name, I think, is the Max Planck Institute. They will also come to this area. Then in the direct neighborhood, there's another exciting project. That's the company Script. It's a subsidiary company from Bosch, and they're a big player in the field of IT security and autonomous driving. And I actually also a startup from university once. So yeah, there's a success story happening already, and now can grow further on Mark 51.7. Yeah, then something completely different. Like I said, we want to have a mixture of sectors. In the middle of Mark 51.7, you see DHL, so a very big logistic player, something completely different, or Webtech Favely, and they're producing brake systems for trains. Then we have the O-Werk, and this is very special because this is actually the old administration building of Opel. So it's right now under monumental protection. And there is office space, and the university again rented some of this office space for startup activities. So you will find fab labs and co-working spaces here. They're already working there, so they go there every day. And the other part of the building is rented to an e-commerce babymarkt, and they are opened their administration here in this building. Yeah, in the direct neighborhood, we also have VW Entertainment. So they are planning office space, but also a developing center. And a couple of more. I won't explain everyone to you, but I think you get a feeling what I meant, that we are trying to mix functions and use, because we believe there's a big potential there if you do that. Yeah, next to those companies, we have right now the situation that we have investors that are building office space, but looking to rent them to smaller businesses or startups. So it is possible to come work on Mark 51.7 without buying and investing yourself. Yeah, at this point, we can say that 65% of the available area is already marketed. And with the companies behind this number will come around 10,000 jobs. So that's a very that's very good news, because you have to imagine that when Opel left, there were about 3,000 people still working there, and for the city and Opel, it was important to find a development that will ensure to get new job perspectives. And with these 10,000 jobs, we can also offer a wide spectrum of sectors and the jobs and qualifications. Because we want to develop an area that is resilient and sustainable, the new work environment is a big topic for us from the beginning. So we try to do our part by creating a high Serun quality. That means an appealing architecture, an appealing landscape. So green space, public space that people want to spend their time there, because it's not just about coming to work and leaving and never see the place again until the next morning. It's about wanting to maybe take a coffee with a colleague or make new connections with other companies. Of course, there's more to a new work environment that the points I mentioned. We're trying to keep this in mind in the whole development. If you have such a big development site, it has to be sustainable, because you don't know what the future brings and how the economy will change. So it's important to think for the future. So together with our local energy supply partner here, we can provide partly Mark 51.7 with geothermal energy, for example. And we try to think the whole development like a city. So we believe that if you have a diversity of functions and use, it will be sustainable for a long time. So for the companies, it's important to improve their network, find new connections, use the knowledge spillover that will happen if you work this close together. And for the employees, it's important that you find the coffee around the corner, that you can maybe go for a walk, that you have the daycare center right next to it. So it's all very close together, and you find everything you need in your daily life just around your office space. We believe, that's a good path to go on if you want to develop a very sustainable area. When Opel decided to close the plant, it was a big shock for Bochum, but the city of Bochum and Opel founded this private-public partnership to develop this area, and they decided to see it as a chance and a big opportunity for Bochum and the whole region to strengthen the already existing networks, the already existing companies that want to grow, that want to connect, and to give the big startup sector also a new home. And I think we are on a good way for that.